All right, everyone, we are ready to start. So, greetings from a very rainy Estonia, where it's currently 9:30 p.m. My name is Kristel Kruustük, and I am the founder and chief testing officer at Testlio. So first of all, thank you all so much for joining us today to learn more about our experiences in the world of remote testing. Today, our goal is to share our learnings in optimizing for speed and efficiency with distributed QA, as well as share some of the tactics on remote test management, as well as adjusting development and QA partnership, and also share some of the successful ways of communicating and maintaining that trust and connection in today's world. And for sure, we're going to have tons of fun today. So stay with us and yeah, let's do it. So before I introduce you to my amazing colleagues and co-hosts here today, let me tell you a little bit about Testlio. So Testlio is a managed app testing company. And it's a company which was born out of my personal frustration as a software tester. So back in 2012, I was working as a full-time software tester with the goal of becoming the best software tester in the world. And I started looking for additional opportunities just to improve my skills as a tester, as well as earn some extra income. And I stumbled upon different crowd testing platforms, and I kind of immediately fell in love with the idea because they gave me the opportunity, or at least I thought that they're going to give me the opportunity to learn from the best kind of testers around the world, as well as earn some extra income. And I felt it would give me so many different benefits. And at the same time, I saw it being so useful for companies around the world that don't really necessarily have that access to testers, remote testers around the world. But after a couple of months, I just initially became really frustrated about the experience as a software tester because I didn't feel valued as testers were paid per issues. And there was all this competition in these teams. And to me, quality is always everybody's responsibility. So teams need to collaborate, they need to connect. And this is why me and my co-founder, Marko, started a company to solve these problems. So now, almost 8 years later, we are the leader and the originator of network testing. So through our test management platform, our global network of expert testers and client services team, we provide a suite of remote and burstable software testing services like functional, regression, end-to-end, usability, localization, payments, live stream, you name it. And our clients include some of the best companies in the world, like Amazon, American Express, SAP, the NBA, and our customers power over 1.6 billion users. So we help our customers make sure that they deliver the best world-class experience to their users. So in any location, on any device, in any language. And today our team is more than 80 employees, and we have a distributed team as well with clusters in Austin, Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Tallinn, where I am. And in our network, we have more than 10,000 testers that can test in more than 150 countries, capable of testing more than 100 languages on over 1,200 real devices. So this is a true story, and we are so excited to share our experiences because we've been building this business for a long time, and so we have some great experiences to share with you today. So now, please allow me to introduce you to my amazing colleagues that are here with me today, Kevin and Kaisa. So Kaisa, please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello, I'm Kaisa. I've been working in QA field more than 10 years for now. Um, I started as a tester on my own too, but not as Crystal. I wasn't like freelancer or remote tester. I worked closely in-house testing teams, and I continued later as a team leader of the testers. But I was always very passionate about how different roles work together in order to provide the quality. So I was really curious when joining Testlio that how this such things can be done from a remote point of view. So now I'm here. I'm working with as an engagement manager, which means that I work closely with our clients. I help them to figure out the best ways they need for QA. I also work closely together with all the testers that we have. I help them do execute the testing and make sure that we deliver like the best possible value to the client and make sure our clients are happy eventually. So this is my role here now.
Awesome. We can't wait to hear about your experiences as well, like managing remote teams and really trying to figure out ways how to deliver the best quality results to the end customers. And we also have Kevin here today, who is joining us from Washington, D.C. So Kevin, please tell us about yourself.
Yes, so my name is Kevin Wilson, and I've worked in the software industry for approximately 2 decades now, primarily as a QA team manager and also in a tester role, but also in a few other roles too, which gave me a nice variety of experiences in software development. The majority of my time has been in the ed tech space and in e-commerce. And now I'm serving as an engagement manager here at Testlio and getting on a daily basis to engage with our partners and clients as we deliver high quality software.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. So let's do it now. So before I start diving into these questions that I have for Kevin and Kaisa today, here's how we're going to proceed. So first of all, there are going to be a couple of key terms that you've already heard me saying. So I want you to be familiarized with this. So I'm going to give you a quick overview. Then we are going to continue with the Q&A session. And then lastly, we will take questions from you all in the audience. So, and I strongly encourage you to ask questions immediately when you have them, because I have a team here at Testlio with me who is helping me to monitor all of these questions as well. So don't worry about like asking a question too early or something, because we're going to make sure, like even if it's going to be answered later in the Q&A session, because we want to make sure that we answer all of your questions and help you out with some of the challenges that you might have with remote testing and managing distributed teams. So we just want to provide the best help to you all here that have joined us today. So yes, please do not forget to ask questions and use the Zoom Q&A feature and ask them as soon as you have them. So let's go. So first of all, I already touched upon the concept of network testing. So network testing is really an evolution of in-house outsourcing and crowd testing best practices, which uses like real devices, expert testers, burstable teams, like software, and uses these testers like in distributed locations. It's a really powerful kind of philosophy and set of practices that helps us to deliver great quality software. Then next, we have burstable testing, which you've heard me saying a couple of times as well. So burstable testing is really like a practice of, or like a tenet of network testing. And it means that we use on-demand testers of like 10 to 50 testers per major test run, which means that we use them only when needed. And I clearly like remember when I was working as a software tester myself as well. And every time before the releases, I felt that we just don't have enough resources internally to be able to release with quality on time, because there was always like this limited resources. And so burstable testing allows you to have that quick access to amazing talent all over the world that can help you test your software. And then lastly, remote testing and distributed QA. So remote testing means that like we are physically like separated from a primary office location, and distributed QA means that if every person in this system across roles works where, when, and how it makes the most sense. And technically, like these terms are also very different, but we and others use them interchangeably. So yeah, these are the key terms that you're gonna hear us saying a lot of times. And yeah, let's continue with our Q&A session. So yeah, Kevin and Kaisa, are you ready?
Ready.
Yes, you are. All right, we're clear on the term. So, Kaisa, I already touched upon network testing in my opening multiple times. How do you think about that concept as an engagement manager?
Well, you brought out like good points already. I would just emphasize a bit more that the network testing, it actually like combines the best practices, like different types of testing. While I was working as an in-house tester within like developers and all the other roles, I saw that the testers were really like consistent. They had like really a deep knowledge of the product they tested. And actually, it's similar with the distributed teams as well, because we use the same testers like constantly, and so that they could like get this knowledge and like hold it. On the other hand, it's really similar to crowdsourced testing in a sense that the testers are located around the world. So, and they have like high availability. So whenever there is some kind of a bigger task up that we need the testers resources, they are like available to take it up. So it combines really like the best practices of the, like both. They are like really well aware of the product they test, and they can like jump into testing really quickly when needed. So I would go with that.
Yes, so I really I really agree with you here as well. Like it's really the best practices of like in-house and crowd testing, as well as outsourcing, which just gives you more power to be able to connect with your customers and deliver better software. So Kevin, burstable testing is also something that I touched upon. So how would you describe that concept, and do you have any examples you can bring out from your experience?
I do. So in short, I describe burstable testing as a network, geographically distributed team, just as we've just mentioned, of testing experts who can be leveraged on demand at varying scope and size. And this is done to deliver comprehensive test coverage within a specific defined time frame. An example I think would be, one that comes to mind is our experience with a large media partner who has a significant web presence. So as their internal team pushes code to servers in that last push before production releases, we've been able to spin up a wide network of expert testers, and essentially in real time with multiple browser types, OS types, and swarm the website for regression testing, and then deliver those results that they're looking for that are needed to make that call, whether or not to continue with that push to release to production or to go back and make additional fixes. So to me, that's one of the prime examples of our burstable testing model and how it applies in real time, spin up, spin down, and deliver results.
Exactly. Like there have been like great examples here, like there are great examples here at Testlio as well. Like for example, where we do burstable testing on the weekends, right? Like the customers develop their apps during the week time, and then they give us the app on the weekend. So we do the testing really quickly, deliver the results by Monday, and they can fix the issues and release the app as quickly as possible.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, Kaisa, what about distributed QA? What does it mean to you in your kind of own words?
Well, it means that testers are distributed around the world. So it means that they can work from wherever they want, from their homes. Up to them to choose. They can work whenever they want, meaning that they can take up the job during the day, in the evening, over the weekend, as they want. Also, like how they work, how much work do they take, whether it's going to be like more chunks of this, so a bigger task for like the half of the day, it really may depend. But if we are talking about like distributed testers in Testlio, then the main concept is that they actually test with their real physical devices. So
Yep, completely makes sense. So Kevin, you have like 2 decades of experience testing like different like web apps as well as mobile apps. Like, does your distributed QA strategy differ based on what you're testing as well?
It does. An example again, mobile app testing. If you consider having a mobile app that serves multiple countries or even continents, this can often benefit from inclusion of mobile device types that are very specific and represent those individual markets. And a distributed team is perfectly designed to support that customized approach. And I think that's one of the strengths we bring to this. It results in a nice mix of devices, and it supports, the real world. And another benefit, of course, is to this distributed QA approach is the language and culture specific perspective that testers can provide as they test as well. In my opinion, it can really be in a position to catch bugs that may be unique to a certain country or language, or, and it might not otherwise noticed or caught if you have a very, geographically specific team who is doing the testing and developing. So that's what comes to mind for me when it comes to the geographic spread that we have.
Yep. So Kaisa, also you've partnered with like so many quality like and engineering like leaders in your experience. What are the 3 tips that you would provide to make sure that the quality engineering partnership works great?
Okay, so the 3 tips. I think to start from, it would be really super important to understand the purpose of this partnership, meaning that which are the responsibilities of each parties. For example, we have worked together with the development teams that who also have like internal QA available there. And then it's like super important to understand that which are the responsibilities of the internal QA team versus the distributed team, to make sure that there wouldn't be like any inefficient overlapping, or even worse, something like left uncovered because misunderstanding. But secondly, I would say that it would be really important to get to know the development team and its processes. I mean, sometimes development team can also contain like several teams working on different functionalities. So it would make sense to get to know those, how those are like related to each other, which functionalities, so on. Also to get to know the development process and the releasing schedule, because testing really needs to be very adaptable, and to make sure that testing happens like in most critical places for the development. And thirdly, I would say that like the good visibility and communication, like on both ends. I mean, it's like development team's responsibility to give really good overview of what they are doing to QA. For example, which kind of features are being developed, which kind of bug fixes are being fixed, what other like areas can be influenced, so that the testing team could really get the clear overview of what has been done in order to set the focus like correctly and focus on really most important things. There were like different like approaches how this communication can be effective. But on the other hand, it's also very important for the QA team to also provide this visibility for development team, meaning that what has been tested, how deeply, which areas were not tested, which functionality areas had like the most bugs, which were the common trends, which were the most critical issues, so on. So there were a lot of like things that the QA team needs to provide for the development team as well from their end. So I think all these things together you have to bear in mind in order to make sure that this cooperation like works well and on daily basis.
Mm. So Kevin, like many companies today are like testing and developing remotely as well. Like us, we are now distributed by design as a team here at Testlio, right? Like the internal team that is building like the software and serving our customers. Like, how do you think the technology leaders operating? Like, how are the technology leaders like operating to ensure those great releases when teams are like physically separated? Like, how do you make sure it works? And maybe you can bring out like some of the tools that you work with today as here as well.
Okay, so I think it's key again to kind of mention, the difference between, so physically separated can mean a couple of things. One, it can mean people who are located in the same city but happen to work, in this, same city, same time zone. And then you've got people who happen to be geographically distributed and are spanning different cities, time zones, and countries. And for those companies and teams that are geographically separated, I see the good, solid releases being driven by the teams that choose to take advantage of that geographic separation. For example, leveraging testers that are not just in the same time zones as the developers, but engaging testing teams who might be 3 or 5 or 8 or more hours ahead, and who can continue to make progress while others finish their day, go offline, and then the cycle is repeated the next day. And in order to really maximize that, I think it's key to have a centralized location from which you manage your testing. So it may be your test cases. It could be the actual organizing of the test runs themselves. And then in that sense, I'm a very big fan of having a centralized location for test cases, so a central test case repository. And in addition to that, like for example, here at Testlio, we have a test management solution itself that allows us to actually engage and collaborate with teams, internal development teams, and external distributed QA teams that allow you to collaborate on test cases, schedule, and run, execute test runs themselves. A central location to look at reports even. This model, in my opinion, while different models are going to fit different organizations, that collaborative system of embedded teams, collaborative teams, is the one that seems to really drive the high quality releases. So it's just a seamless develop, test, release, and then rinse, repeat, as we say.
And it's clear that having that kind of power of network testing, we will see like tons of cost savings as well. Is that right, Kevin?
I agree. Now, of course, that can be a challenge, deciding, if each company can be different. And I think, you can have a fruitful solution with various models, but I think finding that right staffing balance for engineering and QA teams can be a really unique challenge, particularly as release volume and deliverables increase and decrease over time. So one of the benefits of our burstable testing and network testing model is that it really supports rapid increase in testing coverage in a focused manner. And this means you're saving time and ideally costs as well, having this parallelization, so parallel testing approach, as opposed to this sequential linear testing model. So this is, again, one that I see when it's adopted and put into works, it's something that's very efficient and delivers high value. And of course, you can ramp down and ramp up as needed, as we mentioned earlier.
Exactly. So I believe that we've given our audience like a really great overview of already, like what is network testing, what are the benefits of using network testing with like having burstable teams, having distributed QA. And so now I would love to answer some of the questions that we've gotten from the audience. So yeah, here's like the first one. So as you mentioned, SAP system tests. How do you overcome issues to give access to SAP systems to a distributed crowd in regards to security and sensitivity of client systems? So I don't know, Kevin, Kaisa, would you love to take it?
This is a really like a big topic. There were like several restrictions regarding the security topics. It's really a big topic that we can like spend a lot more time here, but it means like really closely working together with the client to find the secure ways for us to do it. The stability is like a really important part, like how do you give us the possibility to test like securely. From the tester's perspective, we have like NDAs like signed with our testers in order for the confidential issues, but I think it's really a big topic that we cannot like fully cover.
Yep. So yeah, we do make sure that we do verify all of our testers in our network. So before anyone becomes part of the Testlio network as well, for example, we make sure that they are verified, like they have the experience as testers, and also with some of our high-profile customers, we do have like separate setups with all of our testers who become separately also verified by our customers. So yeah, we do make sure it's highly secure, and yes, awesome. So let's see, what else do we have here? Do you do some sort of name resources, or is the crowd anonymously acting upfront the client, meaning all results some sort go through Testlio? So here, if I understand this question correctly, then basically we use Testlio's platform to kind of manage our testers' results, as well as hand out these results to our customers. So we do have different setups with our customers as well, where they can use Testlio as a co-managed testing solution, which means that our testers here in the Testlio network work collaboratively with the internal testing teams and the engineering teams. And in these cases, like, you have full visibility into who is your tester, where are they from, like you can see their profile, how much experience do they have. So they essentially become like a true piece of like your entire team. So yeah, we do different types of kind of partnerships as well. And then the last question I think would be is like, how do we determine which distributed testers to assign to a project? So at this moment we do like I can take this one, so I can take this really quickly, as well as it's one of the last questions that we're going to take. And the answer here is that we do assign our testers to the projects based on our customers' needs, whether they need testers in specific locations, in particular time zones, or on which locations or cellular kind of services. So it really depends, and obviously we constantly monitor our testers' results and make sure that they're always delivered in high quality, because yeah, that's the key in making our end customers happy as well. All right, that's kind of it. So we're gonna finish, and so I would love to. Okay. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for joining us today. Kaisa, Kevin, you were wonderful. There would have been tons of more to discuss with you, but I'm sure that the audience got like a a good understanding what network testing is. Everybody, please feel free to contact us, hi@testlio.com, and we're gonna follow up with you after this webinar with some interesting kind of resources to look at. For example, we did an ebook on the same topic, so you can read more about this. And obviously, you can always contact us and learn more. So that's it. Thank you so much again for joining us, and have a wonderful day, night, afternoon, wherever you are. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.